If your Henry is starting to smell, it can make your house smell worse than it did before you started cleaning. So today, we're going to find the cause of this smell and we're going to resolve it once and for all the way from the tools up to his tub and his filter. Now if you feel that you've already looked in these areas, you've cleaned everything you can think of, but there's still a horrible smell coming from the back of him, please stick around because at the end of the video I'm going to show you a hidden place where Henry keeps all his smells that nobody seems to mention. I'm going to start with the tools and the pipe, then the hose, and I'm going to work it that way because if air's travelling that way and you've got a smell in any of these things, then it'll be passing through the whole thing and then coming out at the back, and that's what makes a whole room smell horrible. So your floor tool, you need to remove it by twisting the pipe. If you're struggling to get this off, by the way, I do have a video up here which will help you. It's not always as easy as I've just made it look. So yeah, cast your nose over this. If it smells, I also have a video for cleaning this. I'm just going to put all the videos I mentioned, by the way, in the description so you've got a quick reference to them all. If it smells, then that's the cause of your problem. Not so likely, but it could be. Now with your metal pipes, again, pop your nose over the end, give it a good sniff if you dare. These are really easy to clean. I have a video cleaning them just here. Again, I will put that in the description too. Your hose, take it off so you're singling it out. And then again, we're just going to whiff our nose down it. I look like a little Henry now, don't I, kids? So yeah, if that smells, it can be a bit of a nightmare to clean, and I've not got a cleaning video for it because I don't really clean them. My theory is with this is it's corrugated, so if you've got dust or dirt or anything like that and you don't get every single bit, which is very, very likely, then it's going to get wet and then it's going to take ages to dry and then it might even smell worse. So yeah, as a rule, I don't clean these. The best thing to do if this really is the cause of the smell is get some antibacterial air freshener and just pop it down there, a few blasts down there, and see how that goes. If it doesn't cure it, these are not too expensive to buy. Just buy a new one. Now for the main unit itself, or his little head with his little hat on. This can be a right smelly pong that comes from this. So we take his hat off, and the biggest cause by far of nasty smells I have found is the filter. Now, can you wash these? It's the biggest question going because you've got half the community that love the Henrys that will wash these in washing machines, and then you've got the other half that actually take notice of the label that's on them. It says do not wash. I'm on the second half of the team. I do think that if you've got dust trapped in these fibres and then you wet it in any way, and then it can take ages to dry and it can just start smelling 10 times worse than when you started. So yeah, again, not expensive to buy. So if this is absolutely hanging, just buy a new filter. Now, probably the most obvious thing in the world is his bag. If his bag smells or it's full, just change the bag. You can also get fresheners that go in the tub if that helps as well. It just freshens things up a bit. But yeah, just change the bag. If you're not using a bag, by the way, hang your head in shame. You're watching a video trying to find out why your Henry stinks. Well, it's because everything you're vacuuming up goes into your filter. Your filter gets blocked up, your suction dies because the motor can't breathe, and everything smells, and you sat here watching me wondering why. Start using bags, folks. Now I've calmed down a little bit, we need to look at the tub itself. If this is smelly, goes without saying, it's the easiest thing in the world to clean actually this. Get some Zaflora or something that smells nice and give it a good wash. Make sure it's dry overnight so we don't get any water that's going into the motor. And yeah, that will just freshen things up. I do that probably every couple of months on mine. But this hasn't helped anything, I hear you cry. Do not fear, I'm now going to talk about something that no one seems to ever mention, yet they can absolutely stink. We need to go inside Henry's hat. Don't worry, it's nice and easy. I'm not going to show you anything too tricky, okay? Inside here is actually another filter. Nobody ever mentions it. Now this sits round the motor. So if all the air going through your vacuum cleaner smells really nice, but that smells horrible inside, the horrible smell's still coming out the back. So let's get this accessed. We need to take out the 4 outer screws underneath Henry's hat, and we might as well do the 3 inner ones too. Older models will have a cross-headed screwdriver, newer models will have a T20 torque screw. Now these are like a star-shaped screwdriver. We undo all these screws and then we turn his hat over, and we're just going to take the outer shell off. Put that to one side. You can take the cable rewind out as well. Again, just put that to one side. Now we're left with this part, and we just need to just prise these two parts apart a little bit, okay? But not all the way apart. Right, once there's a little bit of a gap, we turn the thing upside down. We then lift this bottom part, okay? Put that to one side. Now inside you'll see the motor. If you lift this ring off, and then underneath the ring, you will see this fluffy bit around the outside of the motor. We need to just take that out. If you've got an older model, you might actually have to lift the motor out as well, but don't worry, I'll show you how to put it all back together once we've done this, okay? So yes, this is the filter that I've been talking about. It's actually called a noise filter. So it's designed to keep the motor noise to a minimum, which makes sense. But yeah, being round the motor, it's obviously got a lot of air that's passing through it, and the next stop out the back of the vacuum cleaner is your dining room. So depending on the condition of this is what you want to do next. Now they're available to buy as a brand new part. They're not that expensive. It's on the link up there. But if it's not too bad and it is just smelly like mine, it's not got loads of stuff in it or anything, if you just take it to the sink, fill it with some warm water, perhaps some Zaflora. I'm not sponsored by Zaflora, by the way. I just like the stuff. I'm a bit of like an old pensioner with my Zaflora spray and everything. Yeah, just chuck some Zaflora in the sink and give that a nice clean. Make sure it dries thoroughly. I mean, put it on a radiator for like 24 hours. Do not put this anywhere near your motor if it is not fully dry, because you're gonna wreck your motor, okay? I really do mean that, folks. I'm sure you can tell. If you've got your clean dry filter or your brand new filter, we now need to put it all back in. Obviously, if you've just lifted the filter out like I did, we just took it all back into bed, and it's like so. If you've had to remove your motor, don't worry, because you've turned the thing upside down and removed the motor, it's really easy to line everything up. Your motor might not look like this one, but it'll be obvious. There's little indents inside Henry's shell, and everything fits together in place. You'll see what I mean. So you lower the motor back in, putting your filter around it, obviously if you've got an older model first, and then you just put the motor back in like so. Then don't forget to put your rubber ring back on your motor, because that makes it all sit secure too. And we need to get the bottom part that we took off earlier. That only goes around a specific way, and we lower that into position. If you like, you can now do up the 3 inner screws that are here. Once they're done up, just flip him over. Then we're going to get the cable rewind and put that back in. There's a little cutout here on the case, so you need to make sure that your cable goes through there, okay? And then we put the shell back on. Before we do it all back up, we need to make sure that this little part on your cable here tucks in within the square of the shell. So when that's all back together, you can flip it upside down, holding it with your thumbs like that. And then we're going to do up the 4 outer screws as well. At this point, I would always ask that if you found this video helpful in any way, shape or form, please give it a like. Put our new bag in, put our clean or new filter in, and we're putting our hat back on. Henry is as good as new. Now before I go today, I just wanted to say a big hello to Leo. Now Leo's been in contact with me, and he watches my videos all day long apparently. He is 10 years old, and he already has 8 pneumatic vacuum cleaners. Now these 2 must be his favourites because he wanted me to show you a picture of them. Now Leo's even started repairing vacuum cleaners. He takes the parts of the broken ones and he uses them to fix other broken ones. How amazing is that? Leo, well done. You're doing a great job. Please, please don't stop. If you've enjoyed this video half as much as Leo probably has, please subscribe to my channel for more Henry Help videos. This next one is for the kids, so I'm afraid it's all about the Henry toys.